Good morning, good morning. We've got a full body burner today. You need 2 dumbbells for this workout. And as I'm explaining the first 2 movements, let's just get going with some fast feet, some little toe taps here. It's a quick jog in place. So our first superset, we've got 2 movements. It's a dumbbell snatch and an inchworm. Dumbbell snatch, we actually just need 1 dumbbell for this. I know this move is gonna be different for a lot of us, and admittedly it's something I didn't even learn until I got to CrossFit, but it's one of my favorite movements and it's a full body burner. So our feet are gonna be a little wider than hip width apart. That dumbbell is right between our legs. What we're gonna do, we're gonna grab that dumbbell. It's gonna travel a straight line up our body. And then what we're doing from here is we're flipping it above our head. So it's here and here. You're gonna do 20 seconds on your right side. And then at that 20-second mark, we're gonna switch to our left. So you'll see the top of my hand is facing out, but then as I'm coming up, now my palm is facing out. So it's down and up. If you can't go all the way to the floor each time, that's okay too. You can just bend down as far as what feels good. Okay? That's a dumbbell snatch. Now an inchworm. You can stop those fast feet, shake it out for a second. Inchworm, we're coming down. We're at the back of our mat. We're gonna walk all the way out. Option at the end of your high plank here for a push-up. Walk those hands back in, reach it up. So we are getting started with those dumbbell snatches. Grab your 1 dumbbell. You've got 8 seconds. We're gonna start with our right hand. Feet are a little more than hip width apart. Toes are pointed slightly out. Right hand on the dumbbell. Let's go. So again, when the dumbbell's down, my palm is out, or my top of my hand is out. When the dumbbell's up, my palm is out. Back up so you guys can see it. We're here. If you can't come all the way down to the floor, that's okay. Come down to what feels good. You're gonna bend your knees a little bit here. Switch to that left side. You wanna make sure you're squatting and then driving through your feet here. That dumbbell, you want to travel a straight line up and down. 1, rest. I know there's a little bit of a weird movement. If you need to use a lighter weight as you're getting used to that form, that's totally fine. And as you start to get more comfortable with it, you can increase the weight there. We are going to inchworms. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Remember, feet are a little more than hip width apart. We're walking out to that high plank. Option at the end for a push-up. Walk those hands back up. We're here. If you can't do the push-up at the end, just get into this high plank and then walk it back up. There's always ways to modify these movements depending on your injuries, depending on your strength, depending on your skill, depending on things that just don't feel good that day. That's okay to modify. As long as you leave this workout knowing that you rest, put your all into it. So the way that these work, we've got 2 more rounds of this current circuit here. So in about 10 seconds, we're gonna go back to those dumbbell snatches, starting with our right hand. So feet a little bit more than hip width apart, toes are pointed slightly out, 1 dumbbell in between, right hand on, top of the hand facing me. Now we're here. You're gonna squat, drive through, back of your heels, through your glutes. You should feel this in your core, your shoulders, your glutes, your quads. Truly a full body movement. In 2 seconds, we're switching to the left. Here we go, switch. That right arm just kind of floats out here for some balance and for stability. Some people like to put it on their hip like this. Whatever feels good for you, to make sure you're keeping that core tight. 1, rest. Definitely on a movement like that, guys, truly any kind of movement, you wanna focus on keeping your core tight. I used to always think you had to do ab workouts to keep your core tight and work your core. But a movement like that, you wanna keep your core tight to protect your back and protect against injury. Back into inchworms, in, 1, let's go. 40 seconds of inchworms. Try and get 1 more than you got the last time. first round, try and challenge yourself to do the push-up at the end. Or even every other one do the push-up. You can always find ways to push yourself a little bit more and make it more challenging. Here we go, 6 seconds, get one more in. 3, 2, 1, rest. Back to those snatches, last round here. All right, grab that one dumbbell. I'm gonna do this one from the back so you can see the back side. 2, 1, let's go. So I'm extending all the way up top. Keep your core tight. Drive that dumbbell up. In 2, 1, switch to the left. You might notice this is easier on one side than the other. And this is why I love single arm and single leg movements, because it helps you to balance out if you do have a stronger side. 2, 1, rest. Put that dumbbell down. You've got one more round of inchworms here. After this last set of inchworms, you're gonna go right into those fast feet before we take our true break. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, inchworms, let's go. You start to notice that your form is getting a little sloppy here. Take a second, shake it out. The stronger that your core gets, guys, the easier all of these movements start to become. You're doing yourself a favor here by getting in this resistance training for your strength, for your weight loss goals, whatever your goals are. 2, 1, we're going right into fast feet here. Here we go, 40 seconds of fast feet. Fast feet is essentially just like, we're up on our toes, little taps, keep our heart rate up, keep us moving. It's gonna feel good. And then after 20 more seconds here, you guys get an actual break where you can grab some water. It's not that long, it was only a minute. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Grab some water while I explain the next 2 movements here. Our second superset, we've got dumbbell deadlifts and a glute bridge march. So, dumbbell deadlifts, you need 2. I can't hold up 2 apparently. You need 2 dumbbells. And they are going to be on both sides of my feet. So my feet are about hip width apart, dumbbells on the outside of my feet. What I'm gonna be doing here, I'm gonna turn so you guys can see me more. For the deadlift motion, I'm bending my knees, I'm coming down, my back is staying flat, my core is staying tight. I'm here to grab these dumbbells, I'm coming up. Now, you're probably not gonna reach the floor the entire time. I would recommend just tapping the front of the dumbbell down to the floor here. So you'll see I'm in this low squat position, my back is flat, my head is looking down, I'm here, I'm here. So just tap the front of that dumbbell down to the ground. You should feel this in your hamstrings, in your glutes. You should be keeping your core tight. It's a true full body movement. That's our dumbbell deadlifts. Grab those last 2 sips of water as I'm explaining a glute bridge march. Glute bridge march, we're down. You can do this with weight or without weight. And what we're gonna do, heels are planted down, hips are coming up, so I'm in this nice flat position here. We have the option to have our hands down, and we're gonna march. 1 foot at a time, nice and slow and in control. You want a little extra challenge? Grab a dumbbell. Be careful with this. Hold it above, same thing, and we're marching. Great for core strength, great for the glutes, the hamstrings. You're getting an extra shoulder workout here if you do that with the dumbbell. So, starting out with those dumbbell deadlifts. In 10 seconds. Grab 2 dumbbells, place them just outside your feet. 2, 1, let's go. So we're squatting down, heels are staying down on the ground, tapping the front of those dumbbells down. Keep your core tight and your back flat. What I don't want to see is back bending like this. That's putting way too much strain on your back. Don't try and look at me during this. You want to try and keep a neutral spine, which means you're probably going to be looking down at about a 45-degree angle. The same angle that my back is on right now. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, rest. Rest for 20 seconds. We're going into those glute bridge marches. So again, if you want the extra challenge, hold the dumbbell overhead. Be very careful here. Don't drop it on your face. If not, keep those hands on the ground. 2, 1, everybody up. Now the march, you're driving your knee up, coming back down. You can't do the march, just hold the glute bridge here. We're here. You want to try to minimize how much your hips are rocking. That way you can work on that core stability and core strength. Now you'll notice as you start to get tired, your hips might start dipping. Check yourself, keep those hips elevated. You should keep that straight line here.
10 seconds.
Here we go, keep working. I'm feeling the burn in my glutes. Woo. 3, 2, 1, rest. You've got 20 seconds. Back into dumbbell deadlifts. If you have a barbell at home, you can also do deadlifts with 1 barbell out in front. But if you only have dumbbells, this works too. Here we go, 2, 1, let's go. You want to try and keep these as close to your body and as close to your shins as possible. Another option is to bring them out in front if you're not going all the way down to the ground, and stay here. Your knees will bend, and that's okay. Because I want you to keep that back flat, keep your core tight.
10 seconds.
Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew. Glute bridge marches. I'm tired today. All right. Remember, if you don't want to do the dumbbell, you don't have to. 1, let's go. With these workouts, I know some of us are doing them as our entire workout. Some of us are doing these as add-ons to our workout. Some of us, these are brand new movements that you've never done before. Some of us have been training for years. Guys, it doesn't matter where you're at. The most important thing is that you're here and you decided today to hit start on this workout. And even if you're telling yourself, it's only 15 minutes, hey, you still moved your butt for 15 minutes. Well, there's a lot of people out there that chose to hit snooze and chose to not do this because it's just 15 minutes. Here we go, 1, rest. So, you should be proud of that fact. 1 more round here, then you've got a quick burst of fast feet, and you guys are done for the day. Here we go, grab those dumbbells, last round of dumbbell deadlifts. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Keep those feet planted into the ground, drive through your heels.
Halfway there.
Good work, good work. You notice your back is starting to hurt, check yourself, check your form.
10 seconds.
5, 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo. For this last round of glute bridge marches, I want you to push yourself. See if you can stay up and elevated this entire time. If you've needed breaks in the past, even if you don't have to do this with weight, try and stay up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And remember, if you're not feeling this in your glutes, it's probably because your hips are dipping. Keep those hips up. You want to create this straight line here. Good work, good work. Remember, right after this, as soon as this buzzer goes off, roll back in those fast feet for 40 seconds to burn out.
10 seconds.
Here we go. Push for 10. Fix your hips. Lift them up. 3, 2, 1. Drop that dumbbell. 40 seconds of fast feet. Let's go. You can do anything for 40 seconds. I know you're hurting. I know you're sweating. I know your glutes are probably on fire. Think about how good that post-workout shake's gonna taste. I'm looking forward to cafe latte already. Woo! Let's see what this timer's at. Here we go. 15 seconds. Fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. Push yourself. If fast feet are too much, do some toe taps. Whatever you have to do, just keep moving. In 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, you did it. That was a full body burner, and now you get to enjoy the rest of your Friday. So appreciate you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.